Hey guys, welcome back. So, this is going to be an interesting video. We're basically doing the last bit of work before we go drag racing, which today is probably just an oil change. Maybe a couple other, there might be like charge the battery, but you know, basically stuff like that, just getting it ready to go to the track. I think it's ready. There's still a few things we would like to do, but we don't have to do, so we're going to get it to the track. Now this is kind of funny. So we're doing the oil change, which I did an oil change, I don't know, a year ago. Who knows? I probably forgot. Anyway, you know, this oil has like 1 mile on it, but it's got a shitload of cold starts where it cranks up, runs for like 30 seconds to a minute, and gets shut down. And right now it's on E85, and it is quite rich. I want to show you something. So that's what the oil looks like coming out of the motor. I caught a sample of it. I'll show you that in a second, but look at this. That's what our oil looks like. It looks like a milkshake almost. Look at that. That's insane. So what is this? Well, all you don't even have to smell. You can just, when I pulled the plug, all you could smell was E85. So we got a ton of fuel dilution. And that makes a lot of sense for this car. So this block was built 2016, 2017, something like that. And I told the guys, like, hey, I'm going to be racing it with 30 pounds of boost. So I want the rings, you know, set accordingly. So they're quite loose when they were built. And then I've run the crap out of this thing, and the rings are wore out. So I've actually rebuilt the head. I've put new bearings in it. The only thing I hadn't done is rings. So the rings are quite worn. Compression test on this motor is like 140, maybe 150 PSI. So it's quite low for, it's worn. Now you pair that with the 85, a bunch of cold starts where it never heats up, and running really rich at idle. That's what you get. You get a milkshake for oil. So it caught me. It really surprised me. I wasn't expecting it to look like that. When you pull the valve cover, it actually looks pretty good in there, so that's weird. I hadn't pulled this one in a while. Maybe I should take that back. Anyway, this caught me surprised. I've seen oil that's fuel diluted, but never, not even close to this. So for now, we're just doing an oil change. I got a couple different kinds of oil. So I bought this by accident. I intended to buy VR1. And I thought this was the synthetic. I ended up buying, this is a 5-quart jug. I got 3 of these, so I got 15 quarts. That's enough for like 3, almost 4 oil changes with this. So we're going to dump this in there for now. It's 2050. And the plan will be, we'll go to the track, we'll run the car, you know, whatever. And then when we get back, we're just going to do an oil change. So for one, it'll basically be like a oil for flushing. So it'll help flush out some of that stuff. There's those other 2 I talked about. Here's what I meant to buy. I have some of this. This is synthetic VR1. I thought this is what I was purchasing. So we're going to do at least one oil change using the non-synthetic just to kind of flush out this E85 stuff. But eventually we're going to this. This should protect a little bit better being synthetic, I think. So we'll be doing that. And I got to buy some more of that because we only got 12 quarts of that, I think. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. You guys have probably heard of like fuel dilution in your oil. Well, I kind of did about the worst thing you can do, and it was pretty bad. And this isn't even on methanol. Methanol is known for this. So this problem's only going to get worse when we go to meth. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that because one of the things we did not do on the car that we wanted to do was to set up a feed and return line to the pan to where I could externally circulate oil. The reason is, if I can externally circulate, is I can suck oil from the pan. Like, say I have this little, you know, device, and it basically heats the oil really hot enough that it'll boil all the water and fuel off, and then filter it externally, which I can, you know, if you're external, I don't have to run an automotive filter that's high flow. I can have like a, I think they call them bypass filters, but basically it's a very fine micron that'll filter really good. So essentially you can take the fuel, remove the moisture, boil off all the fuels, filter out all the fine particles and large particles, and then circulate that super clean oil back to the engine. So we're not going to do that like today, because you got to be able to modify the pan, and we did that right there, and we almost messed up trying to do that with it in the car. But anyway, that got pushed up on the list. I can now see the need for being able to heat, circulate, and filter the engine oil, because we're not even on methanol yet. So this problem's just going to get worse. So I thought I'd mention that. The rest of this, you probably don't need to see. It's just an oil change. But yeah, getting this sucker ready. Alright, so to summarize, after getting the oil change done, we picked the car up. And we didn't actually have all the bolts in our transmission cross member. We got that fixed. You can actually see that the top ones are shiny and not painted because they were not installed when I painted the car. So got those all put in, torqued up. We went ahead and put some marking compound on those bolts and some other bolts under the car and in the back, diff, drive shaft, all the important stuff I could think of. So got a ton of bolts marked. Yeah, that's about it. We charged the battery. We got to make this a little fancier, but for now it's just a power supply and that step-up converter, which does have constant current, constant voltage. Got the battery charged up. We're sitting at, it actually charges to 18.2, but it's a 16-volt battery. Anyway, she's charged up. Be right back. All right, actually, we're going to wrap the video there, and I'm going to have a real good update for y'all for tomorrow. So anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this, and until next time, y'all take it easy.